Hi, Virgo. It's Jeffrey. How are you? This is Ripe Color. This is your reading for March 2021. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. I'm offering 30-minute readings for $30. All the information is below. I am a Virgo rising, so I completely get you. Not completely, but mostly. I mostly get you. Gardeners. The gardeners. I have a friend who's a Libra who's like an unbelievable gardener. It's like unbelievable. I have an aloe vera that is so old. It must be 25 years old, and it keeps on giving and giving. And there are pieces of it all over the world, literally. Anyway, I gave him the. He has more children. He has more children. I can't even tell you. Okay. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but I am. There we go. Did I say like, subscribe, all that stuff? I think so. Yeah. Okay. Here we are. Un momento. Okay. 1, 2, 3. This is really interesting. Okay. The Hanged Man, the Knight of Cups, the King of Cups. Okay, I'm going to get deep into the Hanged Man, but the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups, so the Knight becomes the King. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. So cups are really about intuition. They're about healing. They're about an offer. They're about love. Kindness. I always feel kindness with this. All right. Okay, Virgo. The Hanged Man is like really one of the most fascinating and profound cards in the entire deck, as far as I am concerned. Very opinionated. Get ready. At least I own up. So this is Thor on the Tree of Life. I don't know what it's called. It's like a YDR. It's like, I can't pronounce that. It's the Tree of Life. So Thor is the, this is Odin. Odin is the king of the gods. He's like the Zeus. So all the children are the rest of us are the gods. And his children are Thor and Loki, if you ever watched that movie. He has the gift of prophecy. He has the gift of prophecy. In Norse mythology, prophecy is considered a woman's art, right? It's considered a woman's thing because, prophecy is all about intuition. It's all about receiving messages. And the understanding in almost all occult understandings is that women receive and men act, right? So, like the male principle is the penetrative phallus action, and the women, the vulva, receives. So it's considered a weird thing. Anyway, he doubles down. He doubles down and he makes a sacrifice. This card is about self-sacrifice. It's about a lot of things, but so he gouges out his own eye and he puts himself upside down to see things from a completely different perspective on the Tree of Life. And he sits and he waits, right? He waits and he allows and expects the messages. And through this, he's able to go into all realms and to have this profound understanding of cycle, right? Because the feminine aspect is about cycle. To understand that everything goes round, to understand that what comes, as above, so below, to have that really, really profound understanding. And so I've been saying to all the signs, this is the time, this time that we're living in now is very challenging for almost all of us. And we've all had to really, really stretch ourselves. We've all had to really stretch ourselves and do things that we're not accustomed to doing. And I don't believe that these challenges come up for no reason. It's like, oh, because God wants me to suffer. I'm not that station. What I think needs to be understood and incorporated and to seen from a different perspective is to really, really honor and hone your intuition. Your intuition. And I've kind of said this before, is to really understand that there's something. I had a very similar reading for Virgos a few months ago. All signs have their positive and negative aspects, right? And any gift can be, like, let's say you're a very generous person, right? And it's a wonderful thing to be a generous person. But if you're so generous that you're giving away yourself and you're giving away things that you actually need and things that you know what I mean? It becomes like you're kind of going overboard. So, there's always this balance, this sense of balance. It wouldn't surprise me if like a lot of intuitive stuff started really coming through for you. It wouldn't surprise me if a lot of intuitive stuff started coming through to you. And I think what maybe this sacrifice is about is really, I always say this too, Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Virgo comes at the world and at the from a state of Mercury. Mercury is all about the mind. That's why Virgo is so genius at organizing things. And I'm not saying don't organize. What I'm saying is involve your intuition, involve your feeling. I think you need to tune into, I think that's what the seeing things upside down is, right? It's about allowing something new aside from your mind. Like, it's really about allowing this and this to really merge and become something. It's really, sometimes this might be a challenge for some of you. Good. You're up for the challenge. Yeah, that's what I have to say. Good. Like, let it in. Let it in. Let it in. And it's about sitting with it too. This is about sitting with it. This isn't like, I know you like to take action. I know you like to be very practical and, we're going to do this, and believe me, I'm the same way. I was sitting here playing Scrabble last night with my friend and he's like laughing at me. I had all these cookies on a plate and then we ate half of them and then I had to switch the plate. I know you get it. Because it was like my plate was too big and it was in the way and I wanted to make it onto a smaller plate. By the end of the day, I had 30 dishes to do. It was just the two of us. And it was like, well, that's what I like to do. Leave me alone. This is about sitting with it. It's about sitting with it. And the King of Cups, he's a really cool king. He's the best king, as far as I'm concerned. Is the diplomat. He's the diplomat. He's the peace bringer. He's the negotiator. He's the, well, I could see your point and I could see your point. Can we bring these points together and come to a conclusion? That's who he is. He's a healer. He's a healer. And I, if this weren't part of who you are, whoever you are watching, then it wouldn't have come up. It wouldn't have come up. So I think it's really time to sit and pause and take stock and maybe to be guided more by your feelings more than usual than by your mind, by what makes sense. You know, if it feels right, then maybe it's right. It doesn't have to, sometimes it doesn't have to go through the filter of your mind. Sometimes it's like, if it feels right, then it's the right thing to do. I guess what in a way, I'm saying is, I'm not saying leave your brain, you know, like have a lobotomy and leave your brain at the door, just live in your feelings, because that's not who you are. What I'm saying is there are different types of intelligence. And I think you have the opportunity this month to invite another type of intelligence in. And there's an emotional intelligence and an intuitive intelligence, and it's information, and it's there's a validity to it that would it would behoove you to incorporate more of that. Um, and if you want to see it as a challenge, you can see it as a challenge. If you want to see it as a gift, you can see it as a gift. But it's coming. So you might as well open the door. Because the thing is, when things change and when like the tide shifts, so to speak, and when new things come upon us, we could either fight them or allow them. This is, and also water, it's like, you think you're going to win against the ocean? Sometimes you watch these, what do you call it? These weather reports, you know, the hurricane's coming, and Joe Schmo goes out with a surfboard. It's like, dude, you're going to lose. What are you doing? What are you doing? You really think you're going to win against the ocean? So I feel like it's coming, and, you know, allow yourself to see things in a new way. This card, it's about pause, pause, stop and smell the roses. Pause. It's not about action. It's not about action. The action is inaction. The action is inaction. And even, you know, there are other knights. Now, there's one who doesn't really move, but this one, he's like moving in slow motion, you know, because there's one that doesn't move, and then there are two that are like lickety split. You can almost feel the energy in the cards. And then there's this one who's like moving, you know, it's almost like the Bionic Man. You know, I don't know if you ever watch that show. It's a little bit like that. And he as well, you know, the reason, and the deep thing about this guy, his highest attribute is compassion. And the reason he's in a state of compassion is because he's been through troubled water. He understands. He's like, I've been there. I know. Have something to drink. You know, let me serve you. And the reason that he comes from that place is because he lives in the troubled water. He gets it. He gets it. He's soft. He's a soft king. You know, it's like, so he has that beautiful feminine aspect, but he's still a man. You know, and you know, like if you're, you know, when you can incorporate this masculine feminine, when you can incorporate the intellect as well as the compassion, when you can incorporate the feeling as well as, you know what I mean? It becomes a fuller experience, let's say, a fuller experience. And okay, now I'm going to go to another place. The understanding, the deep, profound understanding of Virgo is mother and child is one. This is why Virgo is of service. This is why Virgo is of service, because she's protecting the child. That's why she's so meticulous. That's why everything has to be exactly the way it's supposed to be, right? Because it's protecting the inner soul, the inner child, right? Protecting the spirit, the light. And if the mother isn't taken care of, you know, if you're pregnant, you can't eat junk food all the time and expect your kid to, like, you know, if you know, you can't shoot heroin when you're pregnant. Maybe after the pregnancy, that's another matter. So the mother, who's you, has to be taken care of first, and then you could be of service. And in order to take care of yourself first, you have to be in touch with all the aspects of yourself and utilize them. Yeah, maybe you're going to utilize your intellect and your thought process first. That's fine. I'm saying there's more to incorporate, and it's coming no matter what. So you might as well open the door to it. You might as well open the door to it. Don't take it so personally if I get a little with my messages. It's like, this is what I get, and so my job is to deliver. You know, spring is coming, and I have a garden, my fire escape, and a lot of birds have been visiting today. It's very nice. Anyway, blessings to you. I love you very deeply, and I appreciate who you are as a Virgo. I really do. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you soon.